Hi friends, I'm Helen with Floating Yoga School. Today's practice is going to be all about downward facing dog, a pose that many of us take for granted, but we can really break down and refine to find better stability, to find more space, and to find the energetic reasons for doing downward facing dog for yourself. We're going to start standing today near the top of your space. As you come onto your mat, give yourself a moment to really ground down through your feet to arrive. Maybe rock a little forward and back, side to side. Find that sense of connection through all four corners of both feet. So your toes are pressing down, the balls of your feet, your heels. You're not collapsing inward or outward. And you're finding that nice stable root. We're going to connect to that same sensation through our hands in downward facing dog, maybe a little bit through our feet. We're going to find the connection to the earth. Try to keep that as we're moving through our flow today. From there, draw energy upward, strong legs without locking out your knees, but engaging a little bit your quads, maybe even your hamstrings, your glutes. Create a neutral pelvis, an engaged core, but still allowing for space for breath, an open chest. Palms might face forward by your sides or be together in front of your heart. And then really lengthen your neck. Reach up through the crown of your head and gently draw the back of your head backwards to kind of counteract that tech neck most of us have. Just breathe here, a few moments to arrive. Turn on a strong Ujjayi breath if you haven't already, in and out through your nose. Nice and audible, like the ocean. Reach out and up, breathe in, stand a little taller, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, feel free to bend your knees, relax your head and neck at the bottom. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, just fold, relax everything back down. Stand tall, hands high, big breath in. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. One more like that, half sun salute A. Inhale, reach overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lifts. And exhale, fold, release. Stand tall, reach high, big breath in. Palms together in front of your heart, breathe it out. Next, inhale, chair pose. Find some depth in your legs. Hands can stay at your heart or reach up or forward. Try to keep open through your chest. Find that connection again through your feet, a sense of groundedness, a connection to your root chakra, Muladhara, connection to the earth, to stability. Find one more breath in. And as you exhale, fold forward, let everything go. Head and neck relax again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step just your right foot back. Sink your hips, reach your heart forward, lengthen. We're gonna exhale to our first downward facing dog. Plant your palms. Left foot steps back to meet your right. Feet about hip distance. Hands about shoulder distance. You might have to adjust. Many of us go wider. If that works in your shoulders, it's not necessarily bad, but adapt, adjust, and notice how things feel when you make those adjustments. We're not going to overthink this first downward facing dog. Just find that length through your spine. Chest presses back toward your thighs. Maybe you add a little pedal or movement through your feet. Reach your right leg high, big breath in. Exhale, step your foot forward between your hands. Inhale, sink your hips, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step up, left foot meets your right. Halfway lift, inhale. And fold, release it all down. Stand tall, hands to the sky once more. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Right back to your chair pose. Inhale to sit low. Exhale, stay here for a moment. Find those refinements. A strong belly and core. Relaxed face. One more breath in. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. This time, left foot steps back. Sink your hips, lengthen your spine. And then step back to your downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. You might refine a little bit more here. Take a look at your hands. Some folks like hands a little bit more turned out, so thumbs are forward, a little bit more external rotation of the shoulders. I personally like my pointer fingers forward, my thumbs kind of facing in toward each other, about shoulder distance apart. Press into your fingertips, so not all that weight is in your wrists. We'll refine the hands first. And then notice what's happening with your shoulders. Normal for shoulders to lift a little bit to your ears. Your arms are raised, so anatomically that makes sense. But if it's way too much, see if you can create a little bit of space. Allow some freedom in your neck. Reach your left leg high, big breath in. Exhale, step forward between your hands. Sink your hips, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot steps all the way up. I promise we'll add on more. Halfway lifts. Folds, release. Rise up, reach up, arms to the sky. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Breathe in, reach overhead. And then flex your wrists so your palms are like holding up the sky. Take a little look up. Notice how your shoulders are. Again, they're going to be up a little. We don't want them necessarily too far down. Normal that your shoulders rise. We just don't want ears maybe touching shoulders or arms. So if you can find a little bit of space there, nice in between. And then head back to neutral. Essentially, you're in this shape in downward facing dog. We're going to take this into half forward folds. So maybe not your total forward fold, not your halfway lift with your arms forward, your hips back. This is essentially your downward facing dog shape. Depending on the back of your legs, this might feel really tight. Usually we might be on our toes, heels not quite down. Find one more breath in, lots of space, and then let it all go, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step just your right foot back. Let your right knee fall to the ground, reach both arms overhead, inhale, and then exhale, start to sink it forward. Reach for opposite elbows, so elbows bend, hands reach for elbows or in that direction, and then maybe your head can come into your arms a little bit as you lean your chest back, your chest forward, your head back, and create space through the front of your body. A lot of space into your hip flexors. I'm engaging my right glutes to find that stability and that space to open up the front. Reach arms high, big breath in. Cactus your arms, exhale, sink a little deeper into your hips and your pelvis. Inhale, reach your arms high, come out of your legs a bit. We're gonna exhale, fold over your leg into a half split. So you might crawl your left toes forward, send your hips back, hands down, or if you prefer, hands to hips. Pause here and breathe into sensation. I'm feeling a lot of hamstrings. There's a little turtle out there who keeps popping his head up and visiting. So sweet. So notice what you notice, internal, external. And then rebend into your front knee. Fingertips come a little bit forward. We're gonna set up for a twist. Left ankle below your left knee, right palm plants, left arm to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, hand down. Step back into a tabletop. So you might pass through a high plank first and then drop your knees. And then align your shoulders over your wrists, hips right above your knees. Inhale, cow pose, lift your tailbone, draw up your belly, send your heart forward. Exhale, cat, scoop round, press the ground away, chin to chest. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Back to neutral, either high plank upper push-up or knees walk back for a more supported plank. You decide. Take a breath and shift forward. Chaturanga halfway or all the way down. Up dog or cobra, lift your heart. We'll move to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. I like to walk my feet in a little bit to have a shorter down dog. Some folks will say down dog comes from that shape, high plank. Feet and hands don't move, hips to the sky. If that works for you, fantastic. It'll help those transitions so you don't have to adjust feet. But if you find that those little adjustments feel better, notice why and how and what is affected by the adjustments. For me, I can get my heels a little bit lower to the ground, more of a stretch, which feels a little bit more supportive. I can get my hips a little bit higher. But know that the goal is not necessarily to get heels all the way down. That may be a place that we end up, but not the end all be all or necessarily the goal. Reach your right leg high, big breath in. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Explore a little bit of movement, roll your ankle, bend and straighten. Extend your leg long, inhale. Big step forward as you exhale. Fingertips come a little forward. We're gonna find a supported warrior 3. So your left leg reaches straight back. Try to keep hips pretty even, toes pointing down or behind you versus up to the sky or out to the side. Spine can be really long. If you prefer to make this more of a fold over your leg like a standing splits, you can relax head and neck. Otherwise, create the length and space. Feel the stretch. Big inhale. Feet together, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Rise up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Breathe in, reach overhead. Breathe out, bow forward over your legs. Halfway lift, lengthen. Fold, release. Left foot steps back. And gently lower your left knee down. Both arms to the sky, inhale. Think of rolling your pinky fingers in. Maybe plug your shoulders down a bit and then bend your elbows, find your opposite elbows. Head into your arms. Feel that space in your shoulders, in your chest, and then gently press your hips forward. Feel that space in the front of your left thigh, hip. Engage your left glutes for stability. Really press into your right foot. We're always doing many things at once. And then awareness, without obsessing, can help. Reach your arms high, big breath in. Cactus, maybe sink your hips a little bit forward, bend your elbows. Inhale, reach high. Begin to straighten out your front leg. We're gonna bow over the front leg into a half splits. Heel might walk forward. Hands can come down toward the ground, toward your hips. Feel the stretch in the back of your right leg. So all of this opening up the back line will help prepare for a nice open downward facing dog where the back line of your legs, your back, of course, your spine lengthens. Reset right foot, so ankle is below your knee. Plant your left palm, reach your right arm to the sky. Find your twist. Create a little space through your ribs, your chest. And release your hand down. Lift your back knee, we'll step back. Tabletop, so again, you might pass through your high plank, drop your knees down, and then lower your forearms. Bring your forearms shoulder distance apart. Elbows are right below your shoulders. A nice check is to hold opposite elbows like you just did in your lunge. Palms flat, fingers spread wide, and try to set up the way you would set up for your downward facing dog. So if you're someone who likes a little bit more turn out, some people even think of like opening a jar outward, that external rotation, you can go there. Otherwise, hands kind of parallel, and then tuck your toes, begin to hover your knees. Just a little moment here. Notice, shoulders are gonna creep up to ears. We don't want them too much, a little bit of space there, but it's normal for them to lift. And then eventually we're gonna take hips high, knees can be really bent. Imagine you could press your chest back toward your legs. This is dolphin pose, but a nice prep or complement to our downward facing dog. For me, a little bit more supportive
with the forearms down. I'm not holding as much body weight. For some people, things are really tight. That may not feel fantastic. You can lower your knees down, and we'll find our regular downward facing dog. Hands down, that nice adho mukha svanasana. Adho, downward, mukha face, svana dog, downward facing dog pose. Think about your hips lifting high, almost as if you can point your tailbone toward the sky. Your chest presses back toward your legs. And then again, you can play with some movement in your legs or the distance of your feet away from your hands. We're going to take downward facing dog into our vinyasa flow. Inhale, high plank upper push-up. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway or all the way down. Up dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. And pause there. Notice what adjustments you want to make. Feet forward, hands back. Maybe you take them, maybe you pause without taking them, just notice. And you breathe into where you feel sensation. For many of us, a lot on the wrists, especially as we're starting out. The forearms down can be helpful. For many of us, the tightness in the back of the legs, I couldn't resist. Might feel like we want to walk feet in or move. Left leg high, inhale. Open your hip, bend your knee. Explore a little bit of movement here. Bend, straighten. Extend long, inhale. Big step forward as you exhale. We'll set up for that supported warrior 3. Hands a little bit forward. Lift your back leg. Find length through your spine. Feel the stretch. If you prefer, bow forward, more of a standing splits. But try to keep hips in line so we've got a closed hip shape versus open. Big inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. And fold, release. Stand tall, hands to the sky. Palms together in front of your heart. Pause here for a moment. Make any adjustments, clothing, breath, stance. And just notice how you feel connected to the earth through your feet. What your breath is like. Weight into your left foot, right knee will come up, one-legged Tadasana, and then begin to open your knee out to the side. We're going to play like that, opening and closing. Depending on your body, your balance, your range of motion, this may be faster, bigger, smaller. Try to stay steady and grounded through that bottom leg. And then big step back as you rotate outward into a warrior 2. So back foot to the back of your space, arms out, widen your T. Settle in. Inhale, reverse triangle, front leg straight, left arm up and back. With your right hand, find your left wrist, give it a gentle pull, a little bit more space there through your sides. Try to keep some of that space as you exhale, cartwheel, hands down, bend your front knee. Downward facing dog, left foot steps back. Maybe right side feels a little different than left side. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, open up your hip, bend your knee. This time you can stay, or if you want to flip for a wild thing, it's kind of like a half back bend, moving from downward facing dog. So right foot follows behind you, left palm stays, right arm reaches high. Lift your hips, press through your feet, and then back to your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, breathe in, look forward. Step or hop toward your hands, exhale. Halfway lift, lengthen. Fold, release. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Same thing, other side. Weight into your right foot, left knee comes up in front of you. Kind of like you're setting up for a one-legged Tadasana or a tree. And then play with opening and closing your knee. A little external rotation, a little internal engagement. Notice how that shifts things.
And then the next time you're open, take it all the way to the back of your space, warrior two. We're playing with our down dog and that sense of groundedness, connection to the earth. So feel that through your feet, your legs. Inhale, reverse triangle, up and back. Right arm overhead. Left hand finds your right arm. Stretch, pull. Keep some of that space through your side body. Hands come down. Downward facing dog. Step it back. Notice your waist, your ribs. Notice where you need to adjust. Maybe the places your body naturally goes in down dog. This time left leg high. Open your hip, bend your knee. Option to add your movement or to flip. Finding a transition out of down dog and back to down dog through wild thing. Left foot falls behind you. Strong right arm supports. Left arm reaches. And then back to your downward facing dog. We're going to take some little down dog push-ups here. Elbows go out like you're tapping the crown of your head between your hands, and then elbows back in. Just finding a little bit of strength, playing with a little bit of movement. One more. Bend your knees, inhale, look forward. Step or hop to your hands, exhale. Lift halfway, lengthen. And fold, release. Tuck and curl into a little ball. Find balance on your tippy toes, thighs parallel to the ground. Squeeze inner thighs, hands to heart, long spine. Breathe here. One more inhale. Exhale, gently settle down. Cobbler's pose, feet together, knees wide. Lift your heart, find space. And then fold over your legs. Feel your knees gently fall toward the earth. Draw your knees in, lift your chest. Boat pose, Navasana, lean back to hover. Arms wide, heart open. Big breath in. We're going to find our way back to down dog. Maybe you cross your ankles. Join me for a hop through to chaturanga. Hands down, legs shoot back, bend your elbows. Up dog. Back to downward facing dog. One of my favorite versions of downward facing dog is a twisted down dog. So I'm going to reset my hands about shoulder distance, maybe wider. Take my feet pretty wide, maybe closer to your hands. It's going to feel like a wide-legged down dog. Just pause here for a moment. You can always walk your hands closer to your feet, more of a wide-legged fold. Or if you'd like to join me, left hand is going to reach toward your right leg, perhaps touching close to your knee, your ankle, or just the ground out in front. Feel that space we created through our side in our reverse triangle here in your down dog. Opening, and then swap sides. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Ragdoll, hold opposite elbows, sway side to side. Release hands, heels in, toes out, malasana squat. Palms together in front of your hearts. Lengthen your spine. Hands in front of you. Bring one hand behind. I'm going to start left behind. And just find a little bit of rotation in. You might drop your bum down, adjust your feet. And a little rotation in the other side. So both hands might end up behind you. Wiggling, waggling, moving around here. Extend both legs in front. Tall spine, breathe in. Reach your arms overhead, flex your palms. This is like your downward facing dog shape. And then begin to fold it closer in. Let your head and your neck relax. And slowly lift yourself back up. We're going to come onto our back. Scoot forward if you'd like. Roll all the way down. And draw knees to chest. Little rock side to side. Into a spinal twist. Legs one side, head the other. And then in the opposite direction. Back to center. Wrap your arms around your legs. Lift your forehead to your knees. Tight squeeze in. Relax back down. Notice what else your body would like. A happy baby, a bridge pose, something else entirely. And when you're ready, get set up for a final rest. Please take your time. If you'd like some more time, please stay there. Otherwise, begin to move into wiggles, stretches. Meet in a comfortable seated shape. And pause for just a moment. Tall spine, grounded root. Palms come together in front of your heart, and thank yourself for making the time to move, to breathe, to be present. Lift your thumbs between your eyebrows. We'll gently bow our heads together in silence. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you as always for taking the time to practice with me. Thank yourself for making the time to be in your body, to move, to breathe, to be present in the moment with whatever comes up. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions, requests, or things you'd like to work through. I hope to practice again with you very soon.